1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers, but you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelley Blue Book My Wallet on AutoTrader. They're really good at numbers. AutoTrader.
This episode is brought to you by Starry. When you drink Starry Lemon Lime Soda, every sip is a win. Perfect for game time or anytime. It's a crisp, refreshing lemon lime soda that's caffeine-free and bursting with flavor that makes you go, ah. Starry hits different. Find it in stores or online today.
All right, and welcome to Unequal Sequel
Extra.
Yeah, we swapped again.
Yeah.
What are we doing in this episode, Dave?
We are reviewing James Bond's No Time to Die.
And there is a very good reason why we're swapped, and I'm going to ask Dave the questions, and he's going to provide the answers. It's because I have not seen this film.
Yeah.
I have the busiest week at work this week. I work for a students' union. It's Freshers' Week. It's insane. I do not have time in my life to watch a 3-hour movie. Unfortunately, I'm just working, and that's all I'm doing. So
To let people know, Rich is now in a hotel room for a week, away from his family.
Yeah,
so this is his relaxing time.
my relaxing 45 minutes before I go to bed, because I have to be up at I have to be at work again at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh my god! Anyway, let's crack on with this then.
Yes. So, Dave.
Hello.
James Bond. No Time to Die. The most important question: is the theme tune any good?
No.
No.
No, I don't like it. I don't. You've probably heard it, the Billie Eilish.
I haven't heard it. No.
It's been out for a year, Rich.
Has it?
Yeah.
I'm not down with the kids. I don't listen to modern music.
Do you know who she is?
I know who Billie Eilish is. She's like
that's
colourful
a start.
hair and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know who she is. Yeah. There was a whole big hoo-ha about her like not wearing tracksuits or something the other day. Like she's wearing a dress instead of the tracksuit, and everyone was like, "Oh, she's not a feminist anymore." No, I think that's probably bullshit. But anyway.
I didn't know anything about that. I know some of her songs.
It just came up on my like Google feed.
Us trying to be cool. I still know popular music anyway. Yeah, the theme tune for me didn't work. It doesn't really build to anything. And my missus, she thought it did work and she liked it. But personally for me, I thought it's a really dull song and it doesn't go anywhere and it didn't go with the graphics. So that is a negative, I would say, from the film. So let's start negatively.
Yeah, well, that's always a nice place to start, isn't it? Start with a negative. But I have a feeling there might be some more positives because I've heard on the grapevine it's quite a good movie. Would you say that?
You heard correctly. It is a very good movie. Very, very strong Bond film. I think listeners, if they listen to our last episode where we rate our Bonds, best, worst, and dream sequel, both know we're not huge Bond fans.
Massive.
When I say I enjoyed this James Bond film, that's quite a big statement because I think there's more bad films than good Bond films, and this is definitely in the maybe even the great Bond film category.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. Is it as good as some of the... Okay, as in other Bonds, Connery, Moore, Dalton, Brosnan, it's well up there. It possibly could beat a lot of them. Can't beat GoldenEye. Is it better than Skyfall and Casino Royale? Maybe not. Is it better than Quantum of Solace and Spectre? Yes, 100%.
Well, that's
yes.
hard. That's not hard.
It's a fitting end to this era, the Daniel Craig era of Bond. It plays all the cards really well. I've got certain issues with the bad guy, but they're minor.
That's going to be a question. Like, how's Remy Malek as the baddie? You know how for me the success of a Bond movie depends on its villain.
Yeah.
Am I going to be satisfied?
Probably not then.
Oh no! I had a feeling it was going to be like a Silver, like a Javier Bardem kind of baddie.
He's a quieter kind of not one of these outlandish, front of screen bad guys who is all look at me. He's a very quiet and very subtle bad guy. And, he does have motives, but when he first opened his mouth, all I could hear was Freddie Mercury from the Queen, that bad impression that he does. And I'm not fully convinced that Rami Malek is a wonderful actor. I haven't watched iRobot. Not iRobot, Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot.
I did a you then, but I can edit it out. I'm the editor.
No, that's got to stay in.
Yeah, I'll leave it in. I didn't feel as a physical match, he was never going to be the same as Daniel Craig. Mentally, it works. It works, but it's because the film is so good and Craig is so good and the action's really good. And you know what, Rich? It's about 2.5 hours long, and I didn't even find that an issue. I
thought it was like 3 hours long. Is it only 2.5? That's not so bad.
Well, it's probably 2 hours 40, but
okay, that's all right.
It's got like probably 13 minutes of credits.
This is you, who is the man who notoriously hates any film that's over 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So for you not to care that it's 2.5 hours long,
I'm gonna just argue with that. Some of my favourite films are like 3 hours long. True. It's what you do with those 3 hours is the selling point. If you waste 30 minutes and think that didn't need to be in there, then that makes me angry. But if it's all filler and it's all killer, whatever the statement is, then
all
put
killer
it in
and no filler.
Oh, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Put
I know
it
exactly
in.
what you mean.
If it all helps the story and the characters, then there's no issue with the runtime. Make it 5 hours long. Please don't make it 5 hours long.
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I was thinking it. I wasn't going to say it. But that's just mostly slow motion, so it's fine. But it ran perfectly. I thought the set pieces were great. I thought the cast were outstanding. I think what did you bring up the other day? The lamp test when the female...
The sexy lamp test, yeah.
There's no sexy lamps.
Cool. That's what I like to hear.
All the female characters have their place and their purpose, and they're not just there to look pretty. They're there to drive the story forwards, which I really enjoyed the story, and I really enjoyed from A to B where it went with the little, I'm not going to spoil it for you, Rich, even though you said before, don't worry about spoilers. There's a lot of good stuff that happens in here that would be nice if you found out for the first time. So I'm not going to go there. What I'm going to say is that this is pretty much a sequel to Spectre. It is also a sequel to Casino Royale and Skyfall, but very, very little goes with those films. It's mostly about what happened with Spectre and Blofeld and what Madeline Swan, Mr. White's daughter.
Yeah.
So Christopher Waltz is back. Now,
oh, right, okay. I didn't know that.
Oh, he's in the trailers, so you probably didn't watch trailers.
I didn't watch the trailers, really, yeah. So Blofeld is in this, then?
Blofeld was in this. I thought he was underused in the last film.
Right.
He is criminally underused in this film.
Got excited for a minute then.
I thought they'd do something really interesting with his character. Like, they're bringing him back. They must have a reason. And I don't think they did, to be honest, apart from, look, we've got Christopher Waltz back. And look, we're using Blofeld again, and for him not being the supervillain, and Rami Malek being the really supervillain, they're probably just
You're not selling it to me, Dave. You've said it's a really good movie, but I'm hearing a lot of negatives.
I'm giving you the negatives first.
Okay.
These are the issues with the film. I think they underused Blofeld. That was the only part of the story I thought was not great. I just thought, that's disappointing. And Rami Malek. You know how hard good Bond bad guys are, right?
Yeah.
So
there's like 3 or 4, really, if we're honest.
You can count them on one hand, can't you? Out of 25 films now, it's not an easy thing to do. So we shouldn't be surprised that that's happened. But what was good and what has improved from I'm watching all the early Bonds at the moment is how exciting it is and how watchable and enjoyable it is, and the action scenes are really good. There's some great stuff in the forest. There's also there's the classic bad guy Leia, what was interesting. M's there. Q played by Ben Whishaw. Thank you.
Ben Whishaw.
His rapport with Daniel Craig is just so good to watch. So it's really nice having them all on the screen together.
I can't get past Paddington. For Ben Whishaw. I just see him as a big bear in an overcoat.
And he kind of is still as Q. So that's fine. But Paddington's a great film. This is a great film. I thought Daniel Craig was brilliant in this. He adds layers like an onion, or my old IT teacher in college would say, he was like a lasagna. He's got layers. It's like a lasagna, guys.
Only 3 layers, but he's got layers.
Well, comedy, action, smouldering pout. But he does them very well.
So can you give us a summary of the plot without giving anything away too much? What's the story?
Right. What is the story of No Time to Die? I mean, there's a lot of story.
Okay.
And I can't tell you at all.
But you could give us a sum up. Tell us what happens.
This is where you're so good in this podcast, Rich, is that you can describe things really nicely and sum things up. And
I've not seen it.
James Bond, right? And
yeah.
They start the film. He's retired and he's off with Madeline Swan, who he left with at the end of Spectre, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something happens and he goes on the run again.
Right.
He is then dragged back into service. Oh, I haven't even mentioned the other 007 yet. Dragged back into service by Felix. We all remember Felix, played by Jeffrey Rush. Not Jeffrey Rush.
Oh,
Jeffrey Wright. It's hard, this, isn't it?
See?
Yeah, it's not
so easy, my job, is it, eh?
Because some kind of virus, technology, it's like a armed thingy.
Yeah.
It's the MacGuffin, basically, has been taken from somewhere in London. Anyway, he is recruited to track down certain people. But because he's been retired for so long, the MI5 have got a new 007, which is the woman who know me, which is played by Lashana Lynch.
Okay.
She is fucking great. Now,
good.
There's a bunch of probably men like, well, 007 can't be a woman, blah, 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 blah. She's not playing Bond. Don't worry about that, you fucking idiots. She's a great spy. She's really entertaining. Again, the chemistry of Craig, great. Like, they have this love-hate relationship, which is really, really, really entertaining, actually. So she's also sent to find said MacGuffin, chemical warfare, bad thing. And then the story kind of intertwines. Bond gets back into the service because certain characters reappear and...
it's hard to do a summary without spoilers, isn't it, Dave?
Well, it does help when both of us have watched the film.
Yeah, true. Sorry.
It makes sense if you watch the film. It's not one of those films that you watch and you're like, I have no fucking idea what is. There's laser beams and Bond, there's a bad guy, and there's an island in the middle of nowhere that opens up and eats a ship or whatever it is. And the Americans are after it as well. And obviously they go to Cuba at one point where they meet Ana de Armas, who, from Knives Out. I probably said her name wrong because that's what I do. Oh, right. Yeah, I know. Yeah. She's kick-ass. Again, really good. Like I was saying earlier, a Bond woman that was, not that just there to look pretty, and she is very pretty. But she is also, dangerous, and you wouldn't mess with her. And then all roads lead to the big bad guy, which is Rami Malek. Sounds like Rami Malek doesn't come in until quite some way into this movie. You think that, but he is the first person you see. Okay. Because there's there's a prequel-y bit. Oh, right, okay. Which is very pivotal to the whole of the film. But all you need to know is that there's a bad guy, there's a big bomb kind of thing that could kill millions of people. Bond is the only one that can stop it with the other 007. Know me. So what was the thing that you liked the most about it? Do you know what I really enjoyed? Is Hans Zimmer's score. Absolutely cracking. It really shone. What did I enjoy the most about it? I enjoyed just how much I enjoyed it. The action, I thought the comedy was great, It's not Roger Moore levels of of comedy. There are nods, I think quite nice nods to previous Bond films, not just Daniel Craig Bonds. There are little nods to, I would say, maybe all of them.
Wow, all 25?
Well, you know, I meant Bond characters. So there's definitely a lot of
previous Bonds.
Lazenby. Okay. There's I'm not going to ruin anything. There's nice nods and music nods as well. I thought were quite cool.
Okay.
And interesting choices. And it very much felt like an ending. This is definitely, Craig said, "There's no more. I'm done." And they've definitely thought, this is the end of his story. We're going to go all out, like balls to the wall. Pretty much action. There's cracking car chases. I mean, when he gets in the Aston Martin, again, he's got his classic Aston Martin and the guns come out the front. It's fucking great. You know, we're jumping all over the world. Big set pieces, snow, sun, blah, blah, blah. It's all there. Except for everything you would want from a dream Bond, this might be in it. But it's not as good as Skyfall or Casino Royale. Really highly recommend it. I think it's one of the best films I've watched this year.
Okay, but it's still not as good as Skyfall or Casino Royale.
I really rate those two.
Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, I rate Skyfall.
I can't wait to see where they go next. As in, it's...
That was going to be my question.
Sorry.
So, if this is an ending, what's next? So, who's the next Bond, and what do they do?
Well, I think they just need to start again.
Who is your daddy, and what does he do? Sorry, yeah.
I think they're going to have to just start again. And I'm just talking about Bond. I'm talking about Q, the whole feel. We've now had what someone said. This remind me. This was 18 years. In the making. This story.
Was that 18 years ago?
Is that right? 2006.
No, 2006 is 15 years ago.
Oh Jesus! I'm going to edit that. That is still a hell of a long time ago.
Yeah, true.
You know.
Yeah.
And they can't just go, "We're going to make it like Born Again" or stuff like that.
So you think they're going to totally reboot it again?
They got to totally reboot it. Start from the beginning again.
Really?
Yeah. And I think that's probably one of the most exciting things at the moment, like where they could go with it. I think they're going to go... I reckon they're going to go super young. Not like 15, like young James Bond.
Teen Bond.
I know Craig, we saw that was like his first mission, like how he got his license to kill. But maybe even earlier than that. Who do you want to see play Bond?
Dan Stevens?
Dan Stevens. Everyone loves Dan Stevens.
I think he'd be a good Bond. And Naomi Harris as one that's completely out there.
Yeah.
I think she would be an awesome Bond.
I don't want to sound like one of those. I think make interesting female characters for females. I don't think leave Bond as it is.
I know, but I just like Bond to be a bit different. You know, I just like to watch Bond and go and think, oh, that's another stale old cliche.
Is it Henry Golding? I think he'll be a good Bond.
Henry Golding. Who's Henry Golding? Sorry.
He's recently in Snake Eyes. He's in that Christmas film. He's in The Gentleman. He's in
the Christmas film, the Last Christmas.
He's in Crazy Rich Asians. But I think that kind of route. I love to see Idris Elba, but probably about 15 years ago.
Idris is too old now.
Yeah.
What about? Henry Cavill would have been a good Bond, right?
Yeah.
You know.
That would have been nice, but again, might have missed the boat on that one.
What about going really left field and going someone like Tom Holland as a young Bond?
You know what?
Is he too nerdy?
No, I think Tom Holland's got the acting chops. And I did say I reckon they're going to go young. Oh, now you said it. I can see the hair. Oh, I don't know.
I think Tom Hardy's too old now.
I think Hardy's... all these actors that we probably thought about 10 years ago when Craig first said he was going to give up. All in the running. Richard Madden is another one that people keep saying. Yeah. But I would like to go a little bit different than that.
It'll be somebody completely left field, I would imagine.
I think that's what it needs.
They like to do that, don't they, with Bond? They like to go, you never thought it'd be this guy who's just been in 3 episodes of Casualty and nothing else.
He's blonde. They're going to have to go further than that.
Yeah.
But this, No Time to Die, really good, really surprising. And I have to say, Rich, the screening was packed. Like, I went packed. And it was so nice to be in an environment where they had this, like, in the air, just excitement. Even though I'm not a massive Bond fan, I was buying into it. I was like, I'm really looking forward to this kind of event cinema that we've missed out for so long. When the music started, I was like, it's just, tingles. See it in IMAX.
It smashed all, like, even pre-pandemic box office numbers, isn't it? So, it's back to kind of normal. Is it an unequal sequel, first of all?
It is better than the last one, which is Spectre.
So it's better than Spectre, which it kind of is a direct sequel to as well.
It so much is. And it carries on the tradition of Daniel Craig's films being good, bad, good, bad, good.
Yeah, he's very Star Trek in that way.
Yeah, and it was so nice that he finished on a positive. Like, because imagine you do 15 years of this and you end up on a turd, but no, he's ending. Literally is ending on a high.
Yeah. So what do you get out of the magic 7?
007.
We like to score movies on. Yeah, 007.
I want to say a 6.
Whoa. Okay. That's high praise from you, Dave, because you normally score a little lower than me.
Between a 5.5 and a 6. And I'm thinking what I would give the other ones. Maybe that's a bit.
I'm thinking, what other movies have we rated that highly?
Exactly. I think it's better than anything else we've watched. I think it's better than Black Widow. I think it's better than Suicide Squad. It's definitely better than Fast 9.
Do you think it's better than Suicide Squad?
Yes. I enjoyed it much better.
Okay. I think I gave Suicide Squad a 6, didn't I?
I can't remember.
I think you gave it a 5.5. I think I gave it a 6. But anyway.
I think I gave it a 5.
Did you? I think you gave it 5.5. But anyway, yeah.
But it was really nice to be in a cinema and watching this kind of film again. And like I said, its action is great, the score is great, Craig is great, the cast are great. Malik's not great, I would say, but I've read other people who said they quite liked him. So what do I know?
You never know.
My wife really enjoyed it. She came out of it. I was like, you know what? I really enjoyed that. And she was like, yeah, so did I. It was really, really a good way to spend 2-3 hours.
Was there an end credit sequence? Did you stick out for that?
There's no end credits sequence. I'm just going to tell you, but it does say James Bond will return. That's all it says.
Yeah, it always says that.
But in the original films I'm watching now, they always gave you the title away of the next Bond film, so they were ready to go back then.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
They were like, we've got this.
Yeah, but that was when they were doing like a Bond every year, wasn't it? Like,
yeah,
bash one out every year.
Crazy.
And you never stop being Bond ever, which is why like Connery didn't do anything else in that period, and Roger Moore did nothing else.
That's why they became so famous for those roles. Like, I'm thinking about it now because that's all they did. And it's going to be really exciting to see Daniel Craig now, life after Bond, because I've always quite enjoyed his roles when he's not Bond. Especially recent ones like Knives Out, Logan Lucky. I really like Defiance. The war film when the Jews hiding in the forest.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's really good.
Oh no, I have seen that. You're right. Yeah, that is a good film. Yeah, that is good. I like. Is it? What's the Matthew Vaughn film?
Layer Cake. But
Layer Cake. Was before. I like that.
Yeah, it's great, but that was before Bond. That's how long ago that was.
Yeah, that's true. That was pre-Bond.
2005. Still at uni at that point.
Yeah.
I remember buying the box set with Snatch and Lockstock and HMV in Cheltenham.
Which is a weird box set, actually, because that's like two Guy Ritchie movies and a Michael Vaughan movie.
Yeah, but Michael Vaughan produced the other 2 films.
So true.
He's got his name written all over them.
So we've talked sort of about who would like to be the next Bond. Who do you think could direct the next Bond? Who would you like to see kind of given a shot at the... Or is that too hard?
I think that's too hard at the moment. I'm trying to think like left field, like Steven Spielberg. But no, he's Indiana Jones. And a lot of people say Christopher Nolan, but no, he's kind of done the Bond that he wants. He's done Tenet and Inception. He's making those kind of films. I don't think he really wants...
Yeah, I don't think he suits Bond, to be honest.
I don't think he's made the Bond films he's want to make because they're got that little twist in them. Who do I think is good at the moment? I don't know, Rich. I can't even think off the top of my head about... all my brain's gone empty because all I can think is the big ones like the Tarantinos, the Michael Manns. I don't think it's going to be them. It's going to be someone who's coming through now, doing films now, but even then, I can't.
James Gunn.
No, won't do it.
Can you imagine a James Gunn Bond movie?
The dialogue would be nuts.
It would be insane. Is there a twist? Don't tell me what the twist is. I just want to know if there is one.
I think there's more than one.
Oh. Oh.
I maybe say there's about 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can see how I was struggling with the plot. It's quite plot heavy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't like action sequence after action sequence after action sequence. Have a fight on a train, someone falls on. That I get bored of that. I like a decent plot.
Yeah.
I like a twist.
I think you're going
Yeah.
to be happy with this. I think all the twists are relevant to the story, which sometimes you think, what was the point to that? But
yeah, that was just for the audience kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is for the Okay.
Hopefully,
Sounds good.
Hopefully that sold it to you, and hopefully the people at home who haven't seen it, which I imagine are very few people at this point, especially by the time we release this episode on Friday.
Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully by the time this episode comes out on Friday,
you might have seen it.
I won't have seen it by then because I'm still going to be working. But hopefully on Friday, just after this episode comes out, I will go and watch it.
All right, cool.
Might go and watch it in Friday afternoon or something.
We'll add a bit on the end. Where you going, yeah, it's great, 2 thumbs up. Or 2 thumbs down, what was Dave talking about? It's rubbish.
Or 1 up and 1 down, it's all right.
It's all right. I mean, I think both of us, you'll be more of the critic, because you're harder to please with Bonds.
If it's I'm harder to please when it's your standard, blow shit up, save the girl kind of Bond. But if, you're saying, it's a more intricate,
it's interesting as well,
story, and a more intricate performance, and it has some emotion, and it has a twist
and layers.
It has a plot with layers, and I'm a little suspect about the bad guy, but then quiet, kind of unassuming and yet sinister bad guy.
You're going to be disappointed about how much they use Naomi Harris.
Oh, yeah, I will be. Yeah.
I warn you now.
Damn it.
She pretty much plays Moneypenny.
What, just bog standard Bond Moneypenny, not Moneypenny who kicks ass Moneypenny?
A bit in between, but leaning more towards I stand at a desk.
Oh, maybe Naomi Harris could be the next M. If she can't be the next Bond, maybe she should be the next M.
Yep, that's a positive thought to end on.
I'm just trying to think of ways I could
get more Naomi Harris. No.
Yeah, more Naomi Harris in movies.
I agree with that.
Thanks for listening, and what we've got to tell people, Dave.
Thank you for listening. If you want to get in contact with us, please contact us via Twitter at Unequal Sequel, Instagram Unequal Sequel. We got an email address unequalsequel@hotmail.com. We love to know what you think of the new James Bond film, No Time to Die. Please go and listen to our other episodes, especially the last one, which is kind of our Bond special, where me and Rich vote for our best Bond sequel, worst Bond sequel, and our dream Bond sequel. And I have to say, that might be my favourite extra episode that we've done.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing that.
Yeah.
And I liked breaking the rules.
Yep, exactly. That's a good, clue how that goes. Please listen to our regular interview episodes. They're also great with great guests like Helen O'Hara and Sean Walsh and Cameron Few and Nathaniel Metcalf. And season 2 is coming very soon. We've recorded some episodes. I have to say they're so good. Honestly, they're really good.
I'm really excited about series 2. I've enjoyed it so much, recording with some of these people. I can't believe that we managed to get some of these people to record podcasts with us. Yeah. I'm genuinely, I'm just over the, I can't believe it. I'm speechless. Is what I am.
I think we're going to release the date we're releasing season 2 soon.
Yeah, mid-November. Just to give you a bit of a hint.
And on that note, got anything else to say, Rich?
I'm very tired and I need a little sleepy.
There you go. It's a good vibe from him.
Goodbye from me. Bye. And goodbye from Dave.
See you next week. Bye.